goodness, it feels really good to be just sitting here and filming, though I feel like my brain's not quite catching up with the energy that my body is finally having. So I just apologize in advance because I feel like this video is gonna be a little bit of a struggle bus, despite that really there wasn't a lot to talk about today. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited to be here. As I shared in my community post yesterday, sharing my weekly schedule, I got really stressed from a situation last week. I didn't share that part of it, and that's why I put sickness in quotes, because I felt like I sort of got sick from maybe food, but definitely from stress. And then I ate something that totally just did a number, I think, combined with the stressful situation I was in. So I finally started feeling better. Like Friday night was the night I felt a lot better. But ever since then, I've just been flat out exhausted. And so today I actually felt like I had some energy. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and try and talk about all of these things, because I just feel like the majority of this video is just going to be PVs and cover reveals. I know that Anime NYC is next week, or I mean the Comic-Con is NYC is next week. I did not realize that it was right around the corner. I'm gonna have to go try and look and see which publishers are going to be there and announcing. I feel very confident that Kodansha and Yen Press are. I know Seven Seas is, because this past week they mentioned for their Wonderful Wednesdays that they would be on like a break until then, because this past week they only did 2 audiobook announcements, I believe is what it was. Neither one of them were shoujo. I don't remember what they were. I just remember that was all they had. So yeah, hopefully, I guess not next Monday, but the Monday after that, hopefully we'll have some more exciting news to talk about that's related to shoujo licenses. But the one thing that you guys know that we always have to talk about first is Magical Girl Dandelion had a new chapter. It was amazing. It was wonderful. I cried, but I happy cried. I really loved how everything came together just when I thought things would be like smooth sailing potentially. Literally the final page was like, no. It was like such a twist. And like, I feel at this point, with how many times I've said, this creator puts you on the edge of your seat, she throws in a twist, and you know things are coming. Like, I feel I should already expect this. For some reason, I never do. Like, not in a bad way, but it's just like, oh, you know, I'm just like, oh, everything's gonna be like sunshine and roses. No, the arc's not over yet. I thought maybe it would be, but no, the last page confirmed things are not done. And I really don't know what's gonna happen next, but I feel like it should be all okay. There's some awesome epic things that went down, some very beautiful panels that just warmed my heart inside and out. It was very beautiful. So if you haven't read it yet, definitely pause this video, go check it out. Very stoked that we're getting this physically. It's gonna be awesome. Like, I'm excited for people who have not read digitally, and for those who already have but get to own it, it is amazing. And speaking of owning, and I was almost gonna lead into this first, but again, Magical Girl Dandelion has to come first. But you know, Kodansha had those amazing licenses a few weeks ago. Like, literally, I dedicated an entire video to them celebrating all the shoujo wins that we got, because it was absolutely amazing. So some of the manga from then are up for pre-order, and I wanted to share about it. I know I did I don't know if we talked about it here, but I did do a previous tweet saying, actually I think it was like the day after, that Shugo Chara was up for pre-order, like anniversary edition, and then the sequel, and then also, yeah, Love at First Memory and Rewinding with You. All of these I plan to get, but for the 4 that I wanted to share, because Mars is still not up yet, as well as Wicked Spot, do you believe that the BL manga, the one that had where the guy is a florist, I think that one is up for pre-order. If it is, I'll leave the screenshot here of Random Penguin House, because that's how I found all of these. So I would definitely say, if you want to lock in your pre-order now and you're looking on Barnes & Nobles or say Amazon or somewhere else, you're like, Laura, I don't see the link, definitely go to Penguin Random House, that website, because that's where I originally found the information. And usually I notice you can find things on there before you can find them on any book retailer sites. But the one I'm most excited about and definitely planning to get is Perfectly Fine on my own, so my fiance can twist in the wind. I am so stoked for that one. Love Out on a Limb, Kirio, Fan Club, and then Drawing from Your Memory. All 4 of these are up for pre pre-order and have release dates. So even if you don't want to lock in your pre-order, but if you're like me and you like to budget and plan ahead, this is a great way. And that was part of why I wanted to make sure that I shared about it, because I find it so helpful, because I feel like at least half of the manga that Kodansha announced at that time, I'm definitely getting, which is really, really exciting. This other news that I found isn't necessarily about English manga that we have like translated and released here, but I saw this in passing. If you're a fan of Nana and you've wanted like a guidebook slash fan book, there is one that recently just released in Japan. I found this tweet from a fan Nana account, and it talked about how there's a new Nana guidebook, and I was like, what? And it has never before seen sketches, a Q&A with the author, and more. And I was like, is this really legit? So I actually did go to Amazon Japan, and I did find an actual link for it. And yes, it came out, I believe it was August 7th. So if you're interested in Nana and you would just like to see more into it, this seems like a great thing to check out. I don't know how hard or how easy it is to get, like, I mean, I know Amazon Japan will ship to the US, but I'm not sure if it's, say, like on CD Japan or some other websites that some people may prefer to shop for, like, was it Asia something? I've looked on there before as well. So I just wanted to share that, because at first it was like, I don't know if this is legit, despite that the cover looked legit, but I didn't see any other like shoujo news reporting or sharing about it that I follow. So I just wanted to share it with you, friends. I don't know if it's going to answer any questions if, say, like Nana is coming off of hiatus. I don't know. Like somebody did mention maybe there'll be something in the guidebook that offers some kind of closure in the meantime concerning the series. Hopefully there'll be some kind of news in there that really encourages readers about maybe just the status or maybe what's to come with Nana, or just here's some random things that may again help with that closure. I'm not sure if Otakon had anything to do with this, but I felt like there were so many new PVs that came out during the time of Otakon. I don't think at Otakon specifically, because I didn't see anybody share anything about like these new anime dropping. Now I do know like they had new episodes, like I definitely know that because one of my friends saw it. But I figured I would do for the anime is we start with like the new announcements, then the key visuals, and then the PVs, and then the rest will be just cover reveals for different manga. So this first one, I forgot to actually look up what the full English title is, because somebody did say that it is, I think it's on Manga Plaza, that we do have this in English legally, and I was like, oh, I've never heard about it before. I think it's called Today After the Exile of the Villainous. I'm not fully sure what happens, but it does seem to follow what is sometimes a semi-fairly villainous trope of they find out that they've been reincarnated as the villainous and they decide, well, I'm just gonna go be a nun and life should be smooth and, you know, smooth sailing, and it never is. I believe it's a romance. I'm assuming that the guy in this promo image that he is the male lead. Honestly, that's what drew me and had me curious about this, so I'm gonna be following it because I'm always seated for a good villainess if I'm honest, which is probably not a surprise to anybody. But that was the only like new announcement that we got that didn't have any key visuals, but the one that I was most excited for that came out last week that I was bummed that I was sick and couldn't celebrate with my Twisted Wonderland friends is we got a new key visual, and it is epic. It is awesome. It looks good. I am thrilled. I am excited, though it was really tough news that sort of, let's say, offset the excitement of the new key visual and how great and amazing it looks, but it was sad news to find out that we're only getting 8 episodes. I was like, 8 episodes? I'm like, please tell me these are like an hour long, 45 minutes, not your typical 25. Like, please, I am begging. I don't know how they could get all of that into 8 episodes, but maybe they actually could, considering the manga is 4 volumes long. They probably could, but I definitely was fully hoping for 12 episodes for a full core. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, that is fully what I was planning, expecting, but that's okay. Also, the account confirmed that it is going to be airing on the 29th of October. For Japan, at least, I believe they said they're going to be getting new episodes, yeah, every Wednesday, so I am thankful that it's going to be a weekly thing, because your girl can't binge watch a straight season in one go. Like, no, I just cannot. But knowing that it's going to be a weekly thing, I'm like, whew, I am relieved on that, and hopefully Disney US will follow that so that we do get it weekly. Now, this is for, I will say, the release in Japan. It has been confirmed. We did talk about in a previous video that Disney US is getting it and has confirmed they're going to be streaming it, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to be on the 29th because Disney does not have a good track record with the anime that they do to premiere. At least I don't know about how Medalist was, but I know before Medalist, it was that summer, not the summer Hikaru died. It's a different one that's really popular. It has the blonde hair girl on the cover and on the like key visual, and some guy that's on there that's like the male lead. But that one was supposed to drop at a certain time on Disney US, and then it didn't. I know Bleach, the latest season, was on Disney US, and it also did not have like the proper drop time of when they said it would. Little nervous there for Disney, but at least at some point I know it's coming and I will be able to watch it because it looks good and I cannot wait. Now this next one is not a shoujo, but I wanted to feature it because I feel like it is going under the radar. I know the light novel is already out from Yen Press, and that is Even a Replica Can Fall in Love. I mentioned this in a past video when Yen Press did some manga announcements that this was like #1 manga that I was most excited about, which really surprised me, and I shared how I was excited for it because I found out it's by the same illustrator that does If a Villainess and Villain Met and Fell in Love, which I absolutely love that series. So it sort of has me really curious, at least, about the anime. Now we have the new key visual because it was announced, I think, several weeks ago. I'm very curious to see where this series is going to go. I read chapter 1 free online. I think it was on Bootwalker or even on Amazon. You can read a free chapter 1, and I absolutely loved it. So I wanted to share about it because I thought it looked cute, looked good, and excited to see what's going to happen with this. Speaking of Villainous, we do have a new PV for a anime that got announced, and that is The Villainess is Adored by the Crown Prince of the Neighboring Kingdom. I love this key visual. I am so excited. I have actually already added this to my manga license wish list, though I found out I think it was yesterday or the night before, that it's 16 volumes. I said, oh, I don't know if 7 Seas is willing to commit to a shoujo series quite that long, but I'm hoping deep down because it's getting an anime, but it looks really good. I'm really excited. This does have an otome game that's out in English, so hopefully we will hear some news of who is going to be streaming this because I want it, because this next one has actually been confirmed by Crunchyroll that they are going to be streaming it, and that is Kakaryu Bed and Breakfast for Spirits Season 2. We do have a PV and I'll share that in just a moment, but we do have a key visual and it looks really, really cute. I'm so excited. I love the manga so much. I have a video review. You guys voted for it, and it is still one of the most surprising manga to me that I absolutely love, since I'm not really into yokai series, anime, manga, and all of that, so I'm really shocked. But also, we all know that a shoujo anime getting a season 2 is pretty rare, but Anyway I'm Falling in Love with You got confirmed recently that it's getting a season 2. Now we have an official key visual, and I'm shocked. I think all the guys look really good, but it's just still surprising to me that if any shoujo anime that's getting a season 2, that it's this one, but I do believe it's very popular in Japan. I mean, I definitely have seen friends that have read this and enjoyed it, but to know that it's getting to season 2 is like, wow. So if you really enjoyed the season 1 anime, enjoy the manga, you definitely have more coming. Now talking about those PVs, as I shared, Kakaryu does have an official new PV. I have not watched it, but I will try and leave it linked in the corner or down below so you can, because just the opening beginning looks really good, and I'm excited to see the hype for this series again, because I feel like several people really love the anime. They don't really read the manga, but they're like huge anime fans, and so I feel like that's definitely a win. But the one I think maybe I'm most excited about, and I don't know if it's just because it's the first one I saw or there's just more to it, but that's With You, Our Love Will Make It Through. This is, I guess you would say, a furry romance, and I have read volume 1. I think I talked about in my December reading wrap-up video of how much I really enjoyed this volume. It really surprised me. It was very touching. If you wanted something that's along the same vein as Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, but you want a modern setting and you want where Leo never changes back into a human, this would probably be one I would recommend for both of those, though I feel like it is a lot more lighthearted than Sacrificial Princess, even though I love and adore Sacrificial Princess. It's very good, but the animation looked so good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it goes, what they decide to adapt, and I truly hope it's a great adaptation. I have a lot of confidence in it and can't wait. The next one is The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess, which I know is one I've had recommended to me before, and I still need to check it out. I need to see if my library actually has it, but we got a new PV for this, and it looks really, really good. It seems like it's going to be a very interesting and fun anime. My friend recently went to the panel that was at Otakon, and she said that the director, I think, is fully on board, loves everything about the manga and the story, and it's in really good hands, which is always really exciting, you know, to hear when a director is just fully on board, support, loves it. Like, that just sounds like a win-win. Win for the director, win for the audience, and so hopefully it gets a really strong reception. I myself am very curious and will be looking forward to this. I think it comes out, this one comes out this year as well as this next one, A Star Brighter Than the Sun. I'm so excited. I do have a first impression of volume 1. Absolutely loved how this manga has been unfolding. It's been a joy and a gem to read, and I have no doubts that the anime is going to be the same way when going to watch it. Looks good, sounds good. I am seated and just really excited for all of these. It really feels like a special time for shoujo anime fans, and I truly feel like there's a little something for everybody, and that truly that you find one that you're super hyped for and excited that's coming this fall and next year. And as I already mentioned, we have plenty of cover reveals. I didn't count them, but looking at my notes, I think we have about 10 different cover reveals that are all shoujose. With the first we're going to be starting off with is Shoujo Beat. And of course, we had to start off with Tamen's B-side, Volume 10. I love this cover. It's been increasingly hard to know what is my favorite cover for the series, or like the top 3. I know the one that has the yellow with Natsuki, that is definitely one of my favorite covers, but man, this red, Taemin looks so great with this pink hair. Like, I'm really, really excited. Volume 9 was awesome. I'm pretty sure that's probably in my top 5 favorite reads of last month, and I'll be talking more in depth about that on Wednesday, and then on Friday I'll have like a general reading wrap up. Really, really excited, but I know that there'll be lots of gushing for Taemin's B-side Volume 9, whether that's on Wednesday's video or Friday's video. Next up is Volume 5 of Toku Vampire's Love Bite. I am behind, and I need to know who this guy is on the cover. I saw a lot of love for Volume 4, and I'm pretty sure my library has it. I was going to pre-order it, but then I saw my library has the whole series, and I said, hey, let's save some money and go with the library route. I, again, need to check it out and see what happens, because Hina is such a fun and enjoyable character to read about, and I'm looking forward to more of her shenanigans. Then we have Volume 51, yes, 51 of Skip Beat. It looks cute. I like the little teddy bear, like the teddy bears on the back cover. Not really sure what's been happening in these latest arcs, but there continues to be, I think, a lot of love for the series, which is always a wonderful and fantastic thing. I think this one and Yona are the 2 longest shoujo running series we have in English. I know there's definitely other series that are longer in Japan. Like, I'm blanking on the one. There's one though that's like, what, 100 volumes, I think. But yeah, I think for in English that these 2 are the longest ongoing series. Volume 51, I think, does have us now caught up with Japan, so hopefully it won't be too long of a wait for other volumes. Then from the last one that Shoujo Beat had shared during this whole like thread that wasn't in a thread, but that's pretty much what it was, is Nana Volume 2 of the 25th Anniversary Edition. I'm honestly really shocked with how this one looks. It feels like a completely different vibe of Volume 1. I don't know, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they would continue the white/off-white that they were going, but I'm really curious about the sprayed edges, what this one will look like, because that sprayed edges was just really, really cool, and I don't know if there's been any other manga that Viz has recently done that with, though it definitely is going to be a trend. Because one thing that I came across when it comes to Tokyo Pop, I sort of decided to put this in the cover reveal section since it was brand new. They're going to have 2 different manga that are Walmart exclusive editions. The first one being Alice in Wonderland, I guess you would say the manga edition of that, and I was really surprised because this does have, I guess what you would say, a sprayed edges, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know that Tokyo Pop was going to be even doing some kind of not only exclusive edition like this, but the sprayed edges as well. Like, it looks really good, and it wasn't just this one, but also their series that they have about The Nightmare Before Christmas called Zero's Journey. That one also has sprayed edges, and honestly, I really loved how the sprayed edges look on this because it just fits the vibe of the movie so very well. But if you're interested interested in either series and want like a really cool edition, then both of these are already up for pre-order. I'm not sure when they release. I don't know if it says because I didn't. Yeah, this one doesn't say. So The Nightmare Before Christmas, this one is available right now, but the Alice in Wonderland is up for pre-order. So yeah, if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out. A few other cover reveals that they had was I was reincarnated as the heroine on the verge of a bad ending and I'm determined to fall in love, which is such a long title. I read volume 1 and a friend suggested and encouraged that I wait, and now I've been seeing friends come back and read more of the series, and I'm like, I too would like to be on this hype train to see more of what happens because volume 1 was very interesting. So I'm excited that it's up to volume 5. The next one is The Unwanted Bride Loves the Crown Prince with All Her Heart, volume 2. This is a fully colored manga. Volume 1 just recently released and I have wanted to get it mainly because I love colored manga, but the reason I was hesitant to actually commit to getting it is because I heard it's very angsty and that the female lead is treated really poorly. Gather from the title as she loves the prince, but she's unwanted. I think they said there's something about a war that happens and basically nobody wants anything to deal with her because of the nation that she is coming from. If I remember right, I got the impression though that they knew each other as kids, but he does not remember who she is. So I'm sort of been waiting to see if anybody I personally know has read it and if they think that I would like it and how angsty it actually is, because that angsty hype train has not been for me as of late. So yeah, but the cover is absolutely beautiful and I am really curious. So if you have read volume 1, please let me know what you think. And then the last one is volume 2 of You Can't Live All on Your Own. I love this cover. Volume 1's cover was super cute. I do have a first impression that I did last month. Really enjoyed it. This is a really sweet josei series that just centers around these 4 different women in different walks of life, but they're all living together and supporting one another. It's a really fun and I think an encouraging read that has a lot of relatability with all of the women in some kind of way, though I feel like as a reader, at least I know for me, I felt very like I could very much relate to one character over the others, but I saw myself in each of the 4 ladies. So love that they're going with these bright, colorful covers, and I love the font that they chose. It's just really beautiful. The next 2 are Yen Press titles, with the first one being Pink and Habanero Volume 4. I know that I mentioned in a past reading wrap-up video that I unfortunately am not going to be reading any more of this series due to an unexpected triggering moment for me that made me think of some really rough things that happened with some family members last year. But I do like this cover with Kurose. He just has his typical look that he has. I don't know if that's a smirky look. I don't know. I almost feel like he's looking down on us a little bit, you know what I mean? But it definitely has his vibes. And so I think it's a fun cover, especially when he's always in the outfit for his job. Like that's always great. And I just think it's fun. I did recently hear and find out that I believe like it's about to end. Like the series is about to end in Japan. I don't know what volume it is, but I know it's near the end. So that was honestly really surprising because I feel like this is one of those series that you always hear about that just has been going, I mean, not going on forever, but it's just one of those that you always hear about, like, oh, hey, there's a new cover of this and there's news about this in Japan. And then to find out it's ending, it's like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. But thankfully for the final cover reveal that I'm going to share is Kaiju Girl Criminalized Volume 8, and it is beautiful. And this cover is definitely my favorite, or probably like Taman's B-side and this one are my 2 favorites of all the ones we talked about. Just so colorful, and the pinks and the blues and the purples and yellows, like it all just comes together and it looks really gorgeous. Though our poor female lead, though, I don't know, I have mixed feelings in her expression because I think something not good probably happened in this volume. I've sort of seen some spoilers for it, so I definitely think I would definitely enjoy it, like coming back to it or at least returning and, you know, reading ahead, so to speak. Yeah, that's everything I have for you today, friends. Thank you for your patience for this video feeling a little less polished than usual. I hope you still enjoyed it though. I definitely enjoyed being able to come share with you guys about all of these anime that are coming. Like it's just really surreal, and I know I've mentioned that a lot recently, but man, I feel like compared to last year when I started doing these videos, I don't remember there being this much shoujo anime news. Like I don't recall that, and even with manga, like it felt sort of really hard and I'm not getting a lot of like huge wins for the community. Yes, I definitely had wins last year, but I feel like where the whole community is just celebrating everything that is happening, so it just feels like a really special time. Truly hope that that continues, and again, with Anime NYC coming up, I hope that there's some amazing licenses that come out of it, that you get some wins, that I get some wins, and just be something to look forward to. That's right, before my kids actually go back to school. So there's a lot going to be happening around that time. But yeah, let me know which cover reveal was your favorite, or which anime that you're most excited for that's airing this fall. I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!